3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Question of the week.
This past week, it was official. I think actually Sunday night, post Fastlane, the news came out that Andrade officially released from the WWE. This was something I think we had talked about. Was it last week? The week before? I can't remember exactly when he had asked for his release. It wasn't granted, but finally he has been released from his WWE deal. So obviously the buzz began of where people think he's going to end up, where people want him to end up. So I thought it was a great topic. Where would you like to see him sign and continue his pro wrestling career? I see Matt has the shirt. Matt, do you want to lead us off?
Sure. I would like to see him kind of anywhere. I think what makes the most sense, though, is a run in Ring of Honor at this point. I think he gets lost in AEW. I said I would want to see him anywhere, but I don't want to see him in Impact. That was that was an overstatement.
Anywhere, but Impact, maybe not.
If he has to, so be it. I think Ring of Honor makes the most sense. I think they could put together a good program for him in AEW. I just don't know that they run the course with that, because we've seen, after the shock value of Miro, what did they do with Miro?
Yeah.
So I would hate to see that happen to him there. So Ring of Honor would be my choice. New Japan, a close second.
Tim, how about you?
I think he goes to New Japan. I think that they sign him there. It gives him the opportunity to work Impact in AEW with the Forbidden Door. But Andrade is an international talent. It can get him over there and be with the Los Ingobernables de Japón, which he was an original member of the Ingobernables. So it makes sense for him to fit over in that world with Naito and kind of fit into that group, especially since I believe, I'm trying to think who spun out from that group recently. Didn't Evil spin out? Somebody spun out from the LIJ. But Andrade, and I believe Andrade actually gets to keep his name.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually will get to be Andrade wherever he goes.
Good on him.
Did we hear the story about what possibly happened?
So was it that Charlotte threatened to quit or something? Or
yes.
Yeah.
Do we buy it to that level?
Without question.
Wow. I mean,
yes.
If that is indeed true, that is awesome. Seriously. And
apparently Rick had Charlotte's back.
Sure. I mean, here's the deal. If she leaves whenever she's, her deal's up or whatever, and how that gets settled, she's going to land somewhere. And that, regularly when people, leave or get released from the WWE, I have said many a time with a lot of it, is I don't think this one's going to hurt the WWE. If Charlotte's gone and ends up somewhere else, that one's going to hurt them. That's one that would hurt. So, and it's a shame that it came to that. I mean, I get it. You realize that a wrestler is talented and you don't want them to end up somewhere else. However, if you've gotten to the point where you're basically going to have them, ride their time out in catering and they're just going to end up somewhere else anyway, it is. I mean, I get it. It's business, don't sign the contract, whatever. but good on Charlotte to stand up and take that step if that is indeed true. In turn, Mark, where do you think he ends up?
Well, I was just thinking about what would happen where Charlotte would go if she left. That would be crazy to see Charlotte in AEW.
Yeah, as I say, I think there's only one company that can truly afford that that deal.
Yeah, that would really be wild. I could see Andrade going over to New Japan for sure. Personally, I'd like to see him in Ring of Honor. But with the New Japan, if he kind of dabbled even in Impact and AEW, not as a full-time wrestler, but just kind of pop up here and there, I think he would add a lot to it. But I'd hate to see him, at least at this point, go to AEW and get lost in that shuffle because they really bringing in, I guess, the Big Show to a smaller extent. He's not an active competitor, but the way they pretty much botched Nero's debut and his push. I still want to see that happen to Andrade. So New Japan, what I'd say would be first, and then Ring of Honor would be my second choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ring of Honor and New Japan would be best. I think those are the places I'd like to see him end up. And it's not that I don't think that he could succeed in AEW. I think he could be a great get for AEW. But if you look at the numbers and people, they can make the excuse of they're just bringing in guys for Dark and Elevation and Evolution and Revolution and Excitement or whatever their 14 YouTube shows are that they put 47 matches a week on. But like there's a large number of people that work under that umbrella that there's actual AEW signed talent that is already getting lost in the mix. And it can, part of it maybe because of the pandemic that you're having trouble just figuring out what to do with people, whatever. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but with a talent like Andrade, maybe he would benefit of the fact that he'd be one of the new toys because Tony Khan seems to like to play with new toys. But eventually the new toy thing, the joy of the new toy wears off, and then I'd be afraid he would get lost. So I'd love to see him in Ring of Honor. But yeah, like you said, if he does go to New Japan, especially later this year, whatever, as some of the restrictions on the pandemic, hopefully, fingers crossed, will begin to ease a bit, that you can do a little bit more in the way of international travel, and then he could work in Impact, he could work in AEW, but is actually a featured talent in New Japan. I think a lot of people, we had a few responses, AEW, but I saw some overwhelming response for a Ring of Honor, and then some people just said he's going to be great wherever he lands up, which is 100% accurate. I mean, the dude is unbelievably great, and and again, I don't know if this is one that 5 years ago, like WWE, I don't know necessarily hurts the WWE, but this is a big miss, and we talked about the miss with Rusev and how much, not utilizing him to his potential was a huge mistake. And Andrade feels like a huge missed opportunity as well. I know he had the U.S. title run, but I felt like there was a possibility for so much more. And then you go back to his time in NXT, and sometimes the left hand and the right hand don't exactly meet in the middle. And I think that's another instance that happened here, because this was a huge main roster miss for me. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's one of the ones that they're going to look back on and be like, a lot of regret for a lot of programs that they could have done with Andrade. And I think there's a few people currently on the roster that will eventually follow suit, and they'll say the same things. I think we mentioned them in our awards, like mainly Alistair, Ricochet. There's a lot of talent that sometimes they just get stopped up, they get lost in the fold, kind of like what's happening with AEW. It's unfortunate, but I think this one stands out more as a big whiff on WWE's part.
And that kind of leads to like what the follow-up question would be, which is, what about Aleister Black? I feel like Aleister Black is very much the same as Andrade. Like,
Yeah.
he's being paid to stay home or come but not be used, and he's just there. And Big Show used the phrase, if you guys haven't listened to, or if you don't listen to Oral Sessions with Renee Paquette, that's a really good podcast to listen to, because she's in this weird spot where she can get AEW and WWE people.
Yeah.
And she got Big Show like literally at Full Gear or Revolution. And he used the phrase Shady Acres.
Yeah.
When referring to WWE having you and not wanting to use you, you get put in Shady Acres. And he was like, I don't want to be in Shady Acres. I'm not ready to go there.
Right.
And that's kind of where a lot of other people are going now. Like, I'm thinking of people right now, like, I don't even know what their statuses are, as whether they're hurt or not, but like Jinder Mahal, Mojo Rawley,
I think Jinder got hurt again, because he had come back, and then I think he was off. I don't remember if it was shoulder or a knee again. But his was an injury. But Mojo disappeared.
And like Mojo could have been reinvented in like a group like Retribution.
Could have been.
Like actually reinvented, like not being a hype guy, and like
right.
Mickey James, as Devin just said in the group chat, Mickey James is like ripe for
like I know she had gotten hurt, but this was back.
She was at the Rumble.
Yeah, it was like June, July. She had been hurt, so she was out for a little while. She came back at the Rumble, and But then we have spots for like Tamina, and we have spots for like it's just weird and wild. Like, who's pushed, who's or not even pushed, who's used, who's not used, who's misused. And like WWE doesn't use certain guys. Like, thank God that they got the point to stop putting Velveteen Dream on NXT television. Yeah.
Like, that is
like, how many times did they have to get asked the question on like the press junkets for them to go, all right, maybe we should just pull him off for a while.
But like Angel Garza is like a non-factor right now on WWE.
Yeah, and I thought he was destined for big things. Like, if you go back over the summer and into the fall, like I thought they were going to do stuff with him. So it's
Ricochet, like Tucker. Like, I think he sucks, but like I think Tucker's not very good. And then like there's other guys that like are still under contract, and I don't know how, like Bo Dallas. How is Bo Dallas still on a roster?
Right. Like, I mean, I just assume that at some point he signed the 5-year deal and is just still on the 5-year deal.
I guess it's a really useful 5-year deal, but like another person that I'm scrolling through the list, and there's two guys that are standing out, and I know one is a guy who he's been staying relevant with like social media, but Kalisto.
Oh yeah.
Kalisto hasn't been doing it, and Kalisto's done nothing.
Well, because
and then they broke up Lucha House Party.
Right.
He went to SmackDown, and he has not been seen since the draft. It's been 161 days and no Kalisto.
Yeah, it's
and yet, like, if you see his promos on social media, the guy is ripped right now. Like, he is TV ready. Like,
I mean, what else do you do in a
or-
pandemic?
like,
you
why
work
not
out.
have-
Either
why
work
not
out or you
have
get fatter.
Kalisto-
I got fatter.
Yeah, why not have Kalisto go 2-on-1 against the Mysterios?
Yeah.
And, like, do Kalisto and Ray. Like, they would be great. But another person is Murphy.
Well, yeah, I mean, he recently came back, but yeah, that the whole with the Mysterio storyline that, you know, I mean,
Blew up because of the COVID stuff, right? Wasn't he?
oh, did they all
Was
get
it-
they all got COVID?
There was like beef with Cutler, Wesley Blake, and him.
Oh,
And I think all three of them like got popped for COVID or
Mm.
something. And like Cutler took the fall.
right.
Cutler's gone.
Yeah.
But Cutler and Blake were originally King Corbin's men.
Oh, that's right.
And then that stopped being a thing. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild how some of these storylines move, but yeah, it. You know, I hope Alistair, whether he asked for his release, I don't know when his deal is supposedly up, but he's another one that needs to be wrestling somewhere. I mean,
and to be honest, he's a guy who should and will go to AEW.
yeah,
Like, if AEW does not know what to do with Aleister Black, then they don't know what to do at all.
I mean, isn't Myro still in that goofy? How haven't they broken him off of that?
They're about to have the blow off match
God, I hope so. Like, I just
at-
want him
next
to be.
week. Next week on AEW, it's a
What gimmick did they attach to this match?
AEW
Oh, it's like an arcade match or something, isn't it?
Arcade Anarchy. It's going to take place in an arcade,
Of course it is.
but that's going to be cool.
Yeah, just
Like, it's going to look cool.
I just hope coming out of it that they can finally get Miro right, because like I'm like, man, ever since his debut, I just feel like it has just been bad after bad after bad. But yeah, hopefully they can figure that one out, and yeah, if hopefully Alistair can find his way. So thank you everyone for your responses on the question of the week, and see where Andrade ends up.
The 3-count question of the week.
Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?